I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And for this list, we'll be looking at the biggest controversies to take place in the National Football League.
I've had a million people tell me we've ruined the big hits for them. And a lot of people tell me that we've ruined Sundays for them.
Number 10, Ray Lewis. One of the most impactful players and icons in NFL history, there is no doubt Ray Lewis has left a legacy that few have or will ever match. However, that legacy will forever be tainted. In 2000, while in Atlanta, Lewis and two companions got into an altercation with two men.
After the fight, Lewis and his entourage piled into his limo and sped off.
The men were later found dead. Although the trial was held, Lewis pled guilty solely for the crime of obstructing justice. However, questions still remain. What was Lewis's exact involvement in the incident? And what happened to the suit he wore the night the massacre took place, which reportedly was covered in blood but was never found?
Where's the white suit that he was wearing that night?
It went to the cleaners and was in the suits that were in his closet. The prosecution didn't do the things they needed to do to get access to the suit.
So it exists somewhere?
Well, I don't know that it exists now.
No one knows, but if one thing's for certain, it's that it's a dark mystery that will follow Lewis for as long as he lives.
The saddest thing in the world, is to be falsely accused. That hurts.
Number 9, the former Washington football team name. Among the several controversies that have plagued this team, but mostly the team's previous owner, Dan Snyder, none has cast more spotlight than the one revolving around their former team name.
For us to be in the 21st century, and we still use a racial slur to identify the name of a professional football team.
For many years, many had called for the team to change the name, believing it was disparaging towards Native Americans. However, Snyder and the rest of the organization remained steadfast and would not budge.
In an interview with USA Today, Snyder says, quote, "We'll never change the name. It's that simple. Never. You can use caps."
That is, until the Black Lives Matter movement. Amidst the cultural reawakening and rise in social awareness, this sparked further demand for the team to change their name. That, along with pressures from team sponsors, resulted in the organization eventually folding.
So to persist with this name that Dan Snyder said he would never, ever, ever change was going to cost him at least $45 million.
They subsequently operated under an interim name, Washington Football Team, before eventually changing their name to the Commanders in 2022.
We are the Commanders.
Number 8, Michael Vick. Throughout the early 2000s, Michael Vick revolutionized the quarterback position in football, set various records, and was generally considered one of the best players of the modern era.
It was like having Barry Sanders back there as your quarterback. The most dynamic, athletic quarterback that there ever was.
I'm gonna give him all this, baby. I'm gonna give him all that.
But it all came crashing down in 2007 when authorities found evidence that Vick, alongside other associates, ran a dogfighting operation going all the way back in 2001.
The collective picture was a very bad one. There were tremendous concerns on my part about the severity of the crime, the effect on the animals, as well as the attitude of the individuals involved in this operation.
Vick was subsequently suspended indefinitely by the NFL and spent nearly 2 years in jail.
Made a horrible mistake, and now I want to be part of the solution and not the problem.
Although he did manage a comeback and played for the Philadelphia Eagles upon his release from prison, his reputation or career never completely recovered from the horrific scandal. Number 7, Deflategate. During the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts in 2015, officials found the balls used by the former were underinflated by the league standards.
This is the play that led to the discovery of what is being dubbed Deflategate. This second quarter play has led to many questioning the integrity of the AFC champs.
This was reportedly done on the orders of legendary quarterback Tom Brady, who reportedly likened footballs to be smaller so that he has a better grip when throwing them. He denied having any involvement in the matter.
I get the snap, I drop back, I throw the ball. I grip it and I try to throw the ball. That's the extent of the, me touching the football. So I don't sit there and, try to squeeze it and determine that. If that's what the Colts want to do, then that's what they want to do.
After months of investigations, the NFL fined the New England Patriots a sum of $1 million and docked them draft picks. Meanwhile, they suspended Tom Brady for 4 games during the 2016 regular season.
But now some saying this punishment is sending a very clear message to the rest of the league.
Number 6, Spygate.
I made a mistake. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Back in 2007, the New England Patriots illegally videotaped opposing teams' coaching signals from an unauthorized location during a Week 1 showdown against the New York Jets. Near halftime, a Patriots video assistant was caught filming hand signals from New York's defensive assistants on video.
If they know before the snap of the ball what your coverage basically is, they can chew you up and spit you out.
After an investigation, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell went on to fine Patriots head coach Bill Belichick $500,000 and the team $250,000. The Patriots also had to forfeit their first-round pick in the 2008 draft.
Forget about that. If we were wrong, then we've been disciplined for that.
The Patriots wound up being embroiled in a similar incident in 2019 when their production crew were caught filming the Cincinnati Bengals sideline.
Regardless, it does not look good for the Patriots here.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good for the Patriots because when you think about the Patriots, you think about the history over the last few years of some of the other incidents that they have been involved in.
Number 5, Bountygate.
You can't talk to anybody in the league. You can't talk to any coach. You can't talk to any player. It was unprecedented.
Led by head coach Sean Payton and quarterback Drew Brees, the New Orleans Saints were a dominant force in the NFL during a better part of the 2000s. However, the team would become infamous after the Bountygate scandal. In 2012, an investigation by the NFL concluded that then Saints defensive coordinator Greg Williams ran a secret program which rewarded players with cash bonuses for injuring opposing players.
We hit Smith right there. Remember me. I got the first one.
Several members of the Saints organization were aware of what was taking place, but did not intervene. As a result, the organization was fined, forfeited draft picks, and several players and coaches, including Payton, were suspended.
I made this statement earlier as the head coach. Anything that happens within the framework of your team and your program, you're responsible for. And that's a lesson I've learned.
Number 4, Colin Kaepernick. Leading up to and during the 2016 NFL regular season, then San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick chose to protest the treatment of African Americans in the United States, police brutality, as well as the country's current social and political climates.
This stand wasn't because I feel like I'm being put down in any kind of way. This is because I'm seeing things happen to people that don't have a voice.
The quarterback proceeded to kneel during the singing of the national anthem prior to games. Kaepernick's actions sparked outrage and many divided opinions.
That's a total disrespect of everything that we stand for.
The controversy snowballed after the regular season when Kaepernick became a free agent. Since then, and as of the time of writing, Kaepernick has yet to be signed by an NFL team. Despite holding several workouts and even filing a lawsuit against the NFL, which went on to be settled, Kaepernick still hopes to play for an NFL team.
My agent Jeff Nally is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready, I'm staying ready, and I'll continue to be ready.
Number 3, Aaron Hernandez.
When this day began, Aaron Hernandez was a New England Patriots tight end. Tonight he is the defendant in a murder case.
Despite his talent on the field, off the field, this tight end's troubles with the law cast a dark shadow over his career. It reached a boiling point in 2013 when Hernandez was taken into custody for ending Odin Lloyd's life.
Friends say the two men would often hang out, sometimes even talk football. But prosecutors say something went wrong, shifting their bond from cordial to fatal.
The New England Patriots subsequently cut ties with him and in 2015, he was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Hernandez later stood trial in 2017 for the deaths of Daniel De Abreu and Safiro Furtado, though he was innocent. However, he passed away in jail just a few days later, having taken his own life.
A sad and surprising twist in a once promising young life that went horribly awry.
Number 2, Ray Rice.
Her pain is my pain is her pain. But one thing that I wanted to do today was, apologize to my wife, who I've known since high school.
At one point, this running back was arguably one of the NFL's biggest and brightest stars. However, just over a year after winning the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, his career would go downhill. During the 2014 offseason, a disturbing video surfaced online which saw Rice physically attack his then fiancée/now wife, Janae Palmer. Rice was subsequently released from the Ravens.
By early afternoon, the Ravens had terminated Rice's contract. The NFL suspending him indefinitely. The question for many tonight, what took so long?
Controversy surrounding the matter only intensified after it was reported that the NFL had prior knowledge of the footage before it was released and did not take immediate action.
Rice had been penalized already. He was charged with assault back when it happened, but avoided jail time by striking a deal. And the NFL initially suspended him for 2 games.
The incident served as just another chapter in the NFL's long history of dealing with athletes embroiled in physical violence.
I went fully forward with it. I never complained or I never did anything like that. I took full responsibility for everything that I did.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, CTE. The NFL has a documented history with their players suffering injuries that have a lasting impact on their health, most notably those involving the brain.
It's a story that rings painfully true for more and more NFL retirees every season. Legends of the game. Chicago Bear great Jim McMahon.
The guys will leave me a message and I'll erase the message thinking I'll call them right back, and then I forget who just called me.
Over the years, the NFL has been accused on several occasions of attempting to cover up the matter, with many believing that they are not doing enough to prevent such injuries.
You've got the most popular sport in America basically on notice. You've got the very real question being asked of whether the nature of playing the sport exposes you to brain damage, and lots of science that suggests that it can.
Although the NFL has reiterated its commitment to player health and safety, it remains to be seen what will be done given its track record and number of players who have suffered as a result.
It is way more than just concussions, and we don't know that, and we need to know that. It's the repeated head hits, it's the exposure, it's the amount of years you've played.
Which controversy do you believe cast the darkest shadow on the NFL? Let us know in the comments.